Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1AAuto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a lower control arm on this 2003 Chevy Monte Carlo. And we show you on the passenger side, but it's the same procedure on the driver's side. And the items you'll need for this is a new lower control arm from 1AAuto.com, 13, 14, 18, 19, and 21mm socket and ratchet, T55 Torx bit, 14, 19, and 21mm wrenches, pliers, a flat blade screwdriver, hammer, ball joint fork, and jack stands. Off by just loosening up these lug nut caps. And now you can remove your lug nuts. And if you don't have air-powered tools, you want to loosen these up while the vehicle's on the ground, then raise the vehicle and remove them the rest of the way. If you do have air-powered tools, you can just remove them right here. Now you can just pull your wheel off. Spray your sway bar link with some penetrating fluid to make it easier to remove. And then using a 14mm wrench and socket and ratchet, just remove the nut on the top of the sway bar link.
And ours actually comes apart easily. It's not uncommon. Sometimes the link is totally broken and you don't even have to do this step. You just pull the remains out, and also sometimes they're frozen up so bad you have to use a sawzall or a torch to cut the links out.
Pull the top bushings off and push the sway bar link down and out, and then remove the bushings in the center. Now replace a couple lug nuts to hold the rotor in place. Using a pair of pliers, remove this cotter pin at the top of your ball joint. Now jack up underneath the wheel. Using a 19mm wrench and a hammer, just loosen up this castle nut. And you want to loosen it until it's only on by a few threads. Now hammer the knuckle, and the ball joint should loosen up, and you should be able to pull it down. If this isn't the case, you're going to need a ball joint splitter or a ball joint fork, and you just hammer it in between the knuckle and the ball joint, and it separates them. Now remove that nut the rest of the way. And then lower the jack. Next, you want to remove these two 21mm nuts.
The bolt is actually a T57 head, which is a fairly rare tool. We actually get by using a T55 with two people. Just make sure you hold that T55 Torx bit in there well, and you can do it.
And for this bolt, you want to use a 19mm socket and ratchet and a 21mm wrench, and just remove it. Now pull those two bolts free. And then you can pull your control arm down and over, and then just pull out this last corner. And you will have to maneuver it a little bit. It's in there pretty good usually. but it will pull out. And the control arm's free. On the left is the old lower control arm, on the right is the new one from 1A Auto. You can see they're identical and they'll fit exactly the same. Take your lower control arm and push in the ball joint side first, and then curve it back and push in this side. Now you want to turn this so that the hole through the bolt is on the side so you can get your cotter pin back through it. And then you want to just angle the ball joint up into the knuckle. And you may have to move the knuckle a little bit. And once you have it pushed into place, replace that castle nut. And then line up the holes right here on the control arm and push your bolt through. Jack up the knuckle and tighten that castle nut a little bit more. And once you get it at an angle that you can get the bolt up through the ball joint, just push the bolt through. And hammer the other bolt through and replace the nuts on both. And tighten up that castle nut. Push your cotter pin through and bend the tabs in opposite directions.
Be sure to bend it in a way that the cotter pin ends don't have a chance of going up and scraping along the CV joint boot.
And now tighten up this bolt. And tighten up this bolt. Take your sway bar link and put the center bushings in first, and then run your sway bar link up through the bushings. And then replace the top bushing and the washer and nut. And just twist that nut on. And once you have it on there securely, you want to lower your vehicle down onto the jack stands so that all the pressure is on the suspension. And then tighten up the sway bar the rest of the way. And then replace your wheel and each of the lug nuts. And you want to just tighten them preliminarily, then lower the vehicle and tighten them the rest of the way.
We hope this video helps you out. Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll free, 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.